and Darkstalker could play all day. He doesn't care who he's up against, whether it's Palutena, whether it's Pyramithra. Well, he certainly doesn't care if it's Palutena because he does that matchup every single week.
Oh, yeah, of
so
course.
I think the advice to Selkie would probably be to try Pyramithra in this one, but we will see what the selections are.
I'd recommend that one myself, but we shall see how things are going to go. Maybe we can take a look. Maybe we can sneak a peek at the production monitor and see what characters are being selected before they come up, but we're going to have to find out.
Yeah, I'm going to check the seeding on Darkstalker as well, because we know that Selkie is number 10, so this is again set up to be one of our closest encounters. Darkstalker, has been entered as seed number 2, so I guess it doesn't actually matter. Yeah, because the top 4 get floated to the second round in a way that the seed numbers on Start GG don't actually work. So never mind. Anything I've told you about seeding, forget about it. Like, it applies to the bottom 4, and that's about it. But yes, it will be Darkstalker versus Selkie up next on the main stream. Again, SBF versus Kerbo looking like a fantastic one on the other side. I can see actually people gathering around the doorway to the other room to see how that's going. Fantastic set idea.
I'm curious. Who's Kerbo playing right now?
SBF.
Oh.
For the right to get through in winners.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm not even.
I see 1-1 on production's monitor, and I think Kerbo might have taken that game with the way Scotland are shouting.
Possibly. Well, you guys down in chat, you can of course watch both streams at once and let us know what's going on. But if you're a Darkstalker fan, if you're a Selkie fan, this is the place to be.
I think Kerbo just took that game. I hear the chants. We'll see.
Yeah, Scotland make themselves known. I mean, they'll still chant when they're losing, obviously, but
yeah, of course.
They're some of the best chanters in the world.
Yeah.
I love the octave one. Did you even
wait, octave one?
How does it go again? If camping was a job, he'd have a lot of wealth. Because when we play with Octave, he once timed out himself. That's the one, and they always bring it out for us.
I've never ever heard that one before. What?
Some fake Scottish player you are, they say it all the time.
I don't even attend my own locals. Like, yeah, I definitely am at this point. But yes, we do have the Aegis pick from Selkie. Carry on from their set with Bulby.
But it's nice and even, but again, yes, we even have the same skin choice for Pyramithra here, but Darkstalker, the most just unamused player in Smash UK. He will play the same way no matter who he's up against, and right now he is attempting to go towards Selkie and hit that character right where it hurts.
I believe these two have played before, haven't they? I feel like they did a little
I remember a DBZ set from Darkstalker against Dimitri, because that was a pretty important one for PRC, if we could actually get some Irish representation on there. Possibly.
I might get my Irish people mixed up.
Like, all I know for sure is that Darkstalker definitely did beat Dimitri in a Game 5. But Selkie recently went to DreamHack Rotterdam as one of the highest seeds. One of the the only UK players there were myself and Focus Miss, just there on commentary. We had no players. But we had Selkie from Ireland there to carry, but that ended up as a really high seed, and it worked out. Selkie ended up into Tilde's losers path, so that ended up pretty below expectations. But the expectation here is that she's going to try and get a big win on Darkstalker and keeping things even enough.
Yep, that gentleman not quite killing. However, still on the ledge, and that turnaround up tilt is going to be what takes that first stock, both on even percents and even stocks.
I'm not sure if this is just a matchup thing where it's Fox into Terry, or if Selkie and Shanique just play that differently, but we've seen plenty of Pyra from Selkie in this one, and the playstyle has just completely reinvented itself. Very little in the way of Chroma Dust as well, for example, that Shanique liked to use a lot.
Yeah.
It's just you can tell this is not the same player that we were watching for the last 3 games. And Darkstalker is unlike any other player in the world. He just went for 3 down airs in a row at thin air. It's like, just let him cook is the advice we always say.
Literally, that's the thing. If you're ever confused about what Darkstalker does, just let him cook. and something will come from it.
Or it won't. Like,
Or it won't,
we'll find out. But eventually he'll try and bust a wolf you or something. But he's still one of the best in the business at doing it, so we have to give full credit. Shielding, and you can't. We tell it time and time again. Power dunk from the air. I don't think that was the true input, so it might have been punishable. It didn't sound like the true input. But nevertheless, we still saw power dunk collide with someone's shield, and then Darkstalker ended up frame positive and got an attack. But walked into the Prominence Revolt, and off you go.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what the tag change for Darkstalker is, because it was something else, and it was Royal Guard. So I'm curious. I'm just curious what it is.
Hasn't even spelled it right to call him out, but, you know...
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Anyway, Cherry Blue off to the top if we're going to drop some in-game tags. Darkstalker very much can still win this. It's a Selkie lead, but not a comfy one by any means. Oh, there's the spot dodge attack again. A Terry exclusive privilege.
Oh, it's almost triple burning knuckle, and by recovering back to stage, Darkstalker were then just gimp Selkie, and that's it. Like the SBF bike situation all over again.
You blink and sometimes games simply end, especially when Pyro and Mithra, they're known for recovery being their main weakness. It's not brilliant for Terry either, but it feels honestly a lot better than it has any right to be. You know, if you put Terry in a distance challenge, like a prouder YouTube challenge type of video, he's not going to get very far, but you can go far enough. Like, the distance to the stage isn't that far, and Terry's up B is almost completely unchallengeable at times, and you have two mix-up options in Power Dunk and Burning Knuckle. It's actually just straight up a good recovery. But so, you know what, is that of Samus. One of the most delayed recoveries in the business, and even more unchallengeable on that up B when recovering.
Yeah, exactly. Wait. And the Samus switch.
Yeah, just you got to acknowledge that one real quick. Selkie's playing Samus now. Can play a bit of everyone. I think that is the main three: Palutena, Samus, and Pyro Mithra. You've kind of got. Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear!
Well, it wouldn't be. I guess it wouldn't be a Darkstalker set without a random SD.
Just happens sometime. Selkie, I think I kind of understand what happened though, because Selkie went for the single jab without following it up, knowing that the second hit isn't true. But actually, because Darkstalker was in the air, it probably would have been true, because the only way to avoid it was to air dodge, and the air dodge got Darkstalker killed. So, however it worked out, it's certainly in Selkie's favor. And Samus, you know, this is a character which Europe specializes in, so it makes sense that we get to see one in the UK. The main premier user of Samus in the UK is Rambos, who did compete in the last chance qualifier of New Era 3, but was mainly using secondaries like Sephiroth all the way through, so didn't have that much success. And there's the Power Dunk spike to make sure we see very little Samus in the future.
Yeah, it's the Samus pick is an interesting one considering how well the Aegis was doing. It was just like an unfortunate gimp that kind of cost the game. But I guess Samus clearly working out a lot better.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because generally speaking, Europe is really good at Samus. We have Selkie as our second or third best player, and we have Quick probably within the top 5 as well. I think it's fair to say, unless Yaura from Japan breaks in, we probably do have the 2 best Samuses in the world.
Yeah.
And then Rambos is right there as a global name as well. But they are all still in different countries to each other. Selkie in Ireland, Rambos in the UK. We have obviously Selkie in Spain, Quick in Germany. There's not that much overlap unless you do travel a lot. And Darkstalker in particular barely leaves the UK because he didn't have a valid passport until 2 months ago.
Yep.
But definitely has still fought Rambos quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Lots and lots of experience.
Actually,
Didn't need to travel outside to the UK to get the Samus XP. So we got Rambos right at home.
I remember at Manchester Conquest, the 2 of them had a Game 5. It might have even been a Rambos win, because Terry honestly struggles quite a lot with Samus, I would say. Like, Selkie got so good by wailing on Andres FN a lot, because Samus just kind of does well with those FGC characters until Kazuya started 0 to deathing everyone. But then also, Selkie again made himself known by beating Riddles' Terry, and even the Kazuya before it was just too good to overcome. This is famously a matchup where Samus actually scalps some big wins. Selkie might be able to keep that trend going.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a character in Selkie's character pool that would be perfect for this, it would be the Samus.
Oh, power dunk into the charge shot. You had to do something. I guess you either attack into the charge shot or you drift down and get charge shotted. Because the air dodge probably had already been used, but Darkstalker will always choose to attack into something. So he went out on his own terms, and it's 1-1 Selkie now showing, you know what, let the Pyramithra go. Samus is a great idea.
Yeah, you know, maybe it was a matter of let him cook.
Yeah,
just let him
and
cook.
I'll just sit at the other side of the stage and charge my stuff, throw out some projectiles. You can come up with your own ideas, Darkstalker. They can't always be a hit. You know, some of the best inventors in the world have also come up with some of the worst inventions in the world. Sometimes you throw ideas at the wall until it sticks, and Darkstalker does that more visually than any. Some people think of attacks that they want to do. Darkstalker just does them, and then you find out afterwards if it worked. Right, question time. Why are we switching back to Pyramithra at this point in time?
You know what?
I'm asking you a question you literally can't answer.
Yeah,
because I don't get it, you don't get it. Selkie gets it, I guess. Darkstalker probably doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why you asked me that question, as if I would know. The Aegis
it's
did
like
well.
It's rhetoric, but I also really want somebody to tell me anything. Why are you on Pyramithra? Question mark. It's working.
I don't know.
I guess I can't complain, but maybe to a lesser extent than the last game was.
The Aegis did well in the first game, then went to Samus. The Samus won, and now we're back to Aegis.
Right, so we're going Palu next, is what we're saying, really.
Yeah. Well, he'll mix it up with Palu.
Okay, could be a Prominence Revolt situation, though. That was a ledge regrab from Darkstalker. The back air instead puts Selkie in a pretty healthy lead, but you do still have to fight Darkstalker at close range. Yes, you're using a swordie, but you don't have any projectiles, so you still need to get up to where he's fighting you.
Just maneuvering around Darkstalker's just like flurry of attacks by just air dodging back and forth. And here we go.
Wow. That only did 28%. That's the opposite of the 48 we saw from Shanique Streaks, for instance. That's more what Mythra's meant to do. A lot of little hits, but not that much damage. Except sometimes she just randomly does do a lot of damage. That F smash, still one of the best in the game overall. Parries the power dunk to say, the only way you're not going to be frame positive is if I parry it, but still Darkstalker finds the way to punish after it.
And here we go. Stocks being evened out, however, Darkstalker is on 90%. But you know what that means, Tail? That just means we have now hit go.
Yep, 3, 2, 1, go. Here's your Buster Wolf. I knew it, Darkstalker! Well, we'll see if he does it again. Holding at ledge, Selkie, I think, trying to bait Darkstalker into a power geyser, because that's the obvious option to go for when someone is at ledge, right? It's that big coverage option, but Selkie hanging on there, I think, may have won with Darkstalker. Throwing out the big options and get the Prominence Revolt as a punish. It eventually works out in a roundabout way. Can you get the punish on the recovery? No. I don't think that was the invincible rising tackle, but it was still too hard to challenge anyway.
Yeah, those up-Bs at ledge, and it was exactly what Selkie was looking for, trying to get the kill from there. F-tilt, not quite take it. 170% Darkstalker's at against Pyramite.
Oh, what?
And that's going to kill from the other side of the stage.
I can only imagine Selkie assumed there was not going to be a KO and stopped the eye. Because the eye even looked correct at first, but then it just kind of continued. Oh, whoa. Okay, Darkstalker has to power dunk right into the blazing end, though. And so although Selkie's lead has disappeared, this is still possible for her to come back with a big win.
And the cheers are coming out for Selkie. Seems the non-Londoners do not want to see a Darkstalker win here.
Representing Ireland from afar. We've still got a couple. I can see the flag in the crowd. We've definitely not got no one.
Yeah, there's some Irish. But that was too many voices.
In New Era, we also had Raven Rabbit to specifically represent Northern Ireland and was one of the highest seeds. Ended up a part of the Kodiak winners run in the end that went over Zanati too. But we do have every bit of the UK represented here. There's literally not a single exception, and we want to keep them moving on.
Oh, and whoa, that was
back air. It's just
I did not.
Little hard to identify when it's the first few frames. It kind of looks just like a down air sometimes, but it will send you up to that top blast zone anyway.
First of all, I didn't expect down air into bear, and second of all, I didn't expect an SD from that position.
Well,
so
it was Darkstalker, so you've always got to consider it from time to time.
Let him cook, I suppose. Let him cook.
Yeah, I think he might have burnt that one. So Myra and Pithra is going to be sticking around. I'll commit to it.
Yep.
And
finally, no Palu.
Yep, unless it's a rare Game 5 possibility. But for now, we will see Mythra facing off Terry Bogard from the Fatal Fury and King of Fighters video game series.
Yep, we have now Selkie 2 games up to Darkstalker's 1. Darkstalker, this is still winners. So he is not staring down elimination, but definitely doesn't want to fall into the loser's bracket.
Yeah, especially knowing that that loser's match is against Marissa, a Palutena expert, can be difficult for anyone to face off against. Selkie in particular, I think, will want to avoid it, don't want to end up in a ditto scenario. I mean, clearly, have they played Palu at all today? No, is what StartGG tells me, but Power Dunk missing the mark. That's the supposed weakness of the move. Ooh. To make up for it being frame positive, they make it just sometimes miss. In the middle of the move sometimes.
Yeah. Selkie has just been all over Darkstalker this stock.
And really
150 to 43.
Unanticipated as well. Like, Darkstalker is seeded to win this one, and I think most people would have expected it, right? It's on number 11 on the PR against Selkie, who is known as top 3 in Ireland, but hard to judge in isolation. Wow. But wow, that's some kind of trade for you. Darkstalker is back in the lead, and you have to get rid of Go one way or another before Buster Wolf takes another one away. Oh my God! No way!
Wow. What a turnaround. Like, did anybody expect this with the way Darkstalker was around like 130 to Selkie's 40, and now we're here?
I'll say it, yes. Buster Wolf, sometimes he just keeps it going and might do it again. It wasn't the spike version of the Power Dunk, or if it was too late. But Buster Wolf is going to immediately turn a game that Selkie was dominating into a 3-stock, Yabuki.
Yeah.
Okay!
Wow.
Power Dunk, sometimes you just got to do it. Pick the wild option, and it might just kill at silly, silly percents.
That might have been the most Darkstalker match I've ever seen in my life.
Yep, you know what? He just needs to move with Crackshoot a bit more, and then it's Darkstalker personified. Oh, that's brilliant entertainment. I do love to watch Darkstalker. Selkie, I think, would definitely count as a bit of an underdog run, and would be fantastic representation for Ireland, who currently lack a representative on the UK PR, and I'm sure they would want to make that claim at the most prestigious event we have so far to close out that 2022 circuit. Yeah. I see this as entirely doable for Selkie, especially when the next character is being very visibly considered.
What are we thinking? Are we going to see a change back to Samus? Honestly, if I were to predict something, I'd say yes. I'd say we will see that.
I can't silence the Palu in my mind. I know it's a terrible idea because
Darkstalker
fights Palu of Zone every week, but Zone still wins it sometimes, and Selkie, having never fought Darkstalker before, maybe you do want to try it at least once. And that is what Selkie is thinking. The character has been selected. We have, for Game 5, Palutena of Selkie against Darkstalker's Terry. This is such a familiar matchup for those viewers of that Monday Meltdown on VG Bootcamp every Monday evening. But this is one with a twist. This is Selkie from the Republic of Ireland looking to flip the script in Game 5.
What I was thinking is, why would we have not seen the Samus, especially with how well it did?
she switched off of Samus for one reason or another in Game 2. We don't know the reason for that. It seemed like a pretty comfy Samus win, but obviously Selkie just disagreed, switched off it after the win, and does not want to return to it for Game 5 either. So she knows something we don't, but Darkstalker knows how to press some buttons on close range. Doesn't actually convert into that much, but will easily try again.
Intense. This isn't just really, I know you spoke about it before it happened, but I really would not have considered this character pick.
Predict the unpredictable. That's the way it works in competitive Smash sometimes. And Selkie is behind, but I've seen so many Darkstalker zone sets where zone was already ahead and then gets hit by some kind of go move. And it always felt like Darkstalker had to do just that little bit less to win in comparison to zone.
Ooh.
So if you're already behind, it might be the same, but Power Dunk misses the mark. That's a free back air. Fighting back onto the stage, though, with Power Dunk. Going for another one. That's a little bit greedy. Selkie, can you get back from this ledge scenario? Oh, easily back throw!
Ooh. Almost, literally, the 99.9% of that shield was gone, Tail.
And just enough. There's the Buster Wolf, though. And Go remains on board here. That's a very shaky up smash. I have to say it as I see it. Selkie with a bit of a panicky option. I did see the shake in the face cam as well. So very clearly unhappy to be a stock down against Go. But just take a moment. Get a kill off of a down tilt here or something. And then try, when you're on next stock, bring your A game.
That nair into up tilt confirm, almost
Very
alive.
good.
However, the pivot grab into back throw is what will bring
Whoa, footstool.
Bring Darkstalker down to second stock, even percent. And here we go, the blender is out.
Really good up and away DI though from Darkstalker to keep it limited to 26% instead of percents that could have been a lot worse. It made those earlier ones easy to land, but it made sure you got out of there quicker in the end. Selkie gets back to ledge. I was worried for a moment. I was seeing a repeat of SBF Snoop for a second there. But again, getting out of these power dunks. The SDI is perfect, but Darkstalker always has the next option ready to go.
Yep, very nice, very, very nice SDI coming out from Selkie to escape these combos. And that's exactly what you need when you fight Terry, else you're going to eat a lot of damage.
Oh, that was the wrong move. Power Dunk would have hit for free on Selkie, but usually you pick Power Dunk to do more damage or get a kill, while Rising Uppercut is the safer, more reliable, easy move to land. But in that case, Selkie had already done the work on the SDI. Rising Uppercut misses completely, and a
Nicely
down smash.
done.
Rising Tackle, I mean, that's the Little Mac move for you there, sorry, but Selkie in the lead at the most critical of moments. And a one more stock chant is here in the crowd.
Yep, the screams are coming out for Selkie. They want to see this upset. However, Selkie far from safe right now. As now we are down to game 5, last stock, even percent, and one of these characters has Go Tail. This, while the percents are even, I would not say Selkie's at the advantage right now.
Yep, Selkie needs to simply get in the lead, which she has done, and stay there. Just play neutral. You've been playing Super Smash Bros. Since 2019 for Ultimate. You know this character, you've been doing it for years. Simply do what you do best and play the game for one more stock. And when it gets to 100%, play better.
And above all, stay composed, because you're staring down Terry Bogart's tail. Terry Bogart, who is 12% away from Go.
Oh, no way! That's it! And a huge finish for Darkstalker, getting in between the Explosive Flame and Palutena herself, and gets a burning knuckle KO at crazy low percent. We were waiting for Go and we did not get it. You just bought the Monopoly board without doing the full rotation.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Selkie
what a finish.
will be heading to losers to fight the fellow Palutena in Marissa in heartbreaking fashion for her, it has to be said, but there was a big pop-off from Darkstalker. And
especially because of how down he was. I mean, that's exactly what I said. Selkie's not at an advantage. You get caught at ledge at that percent with the rage that Darkstalker did have on board. It's curtains. That's it.
That's what happens when you fight Darkstalker, who will be moving on to the top 12 against one of our floated players. That will either be Maze Beans or Lugi.